This is a DIY parachute that I designed and built from scratch. It is extremely effective when it comes to slowing things down. But what exactly makes a parachute effective? In case you don't know, parachutes work because of something called drag. This force is created when the parachute expands while falling. That's because it catches a lot of air, and this force that pushes the air up creates a lot of air resistance, also known as drag. This force eventually cancels out the gravitational force and slows down the falling object to a safe descent speed. So basically, the more drag the parachute produces, it will slow down more effectively. And to increase this drag, we use something that's called reefing. You see, what a reefing does is that it takes the center of the parachute and pulls it down until it's like level with the other thread lines. This technique even showed 17% of improvement in decreasing the descent rate. Not bad. So for this project, I decided to set myself a few goals. I wanted the parachute to be very effective at slowing objects down to around 2 kilos. I also wanted it to be very stable and also strong and light. And finally, the most important part, I wanted to design everything on my own. So with these final goals in mind, I got to work. The first thing I decided to look for was the material. And trust me when I say that I just couldn't use any ordinary fabric. You see, when a parachute falls through the air, it could get some crazy speeds. And when it finally inflates, this sudden force could rip the weak fabric instantly. So after quite some research, I found a perfect fit. Ripstop nylon. This fabric is commonly being used in lots and lots of parachutes, so I decided to go with that one and ordered it right away. And when the fabric finally came, I couldn't be more excited. And I even must say that this was really strange, and I never quite held anything like this in my hand before. And I even got so excited that I started doing this whole parachute right after. Yeah, without a design. I was like, yeah, these cool looking parachutes are definitely just a bunch of triangles sewed together. So what could go wrong, right? Well, it was in the middle of everything when I basically realized that this won't really work. Yeah, perfect. That's because my theory was that the design could just be a straight fabric, which doesn't make sense because I could just skip the whole sewing part, right? Well, that's clearly not the case for these professional looking parachutes. And yeah, I know, of course, this parachute still will produce some drag and potentially work, but it was definitely far off that extremely efficient parachute I was aiming for. So I stopped what I was doing and I got to research. And honestly, I was a bit disappointed. A little bit at me, but mostly because I understood that these parachutes are no jokes and they are definitely not simple to make how I thought. You see, when designing a parachute, you have to think about a lot of things. The first and obvious is shape. We have round, rectangular, annular, cruciform and more. Each of these have different pros and cons, and after quite some thinking, I decided to go with a cruciform one. Not only the design has the biggest area, which means it will be more effective because it produces more drag, but it's proven to be extremely stable, which already kills 2 birds 1 stone in my goal list. Also, you may notice that some designs have this hole in the middle. This is actually called a spill hole, which lets a part of the air to escape from the parachute, which basically leads to a better stability, but it also drastically decreases the drag. And because I wanted a slow falling parachute, this was not the case for me and I decided not to include this in my design. But what I definitely wanted to include was what I like to call a bubble effect. Not only they look cool, but they trap extra air, which basically leads to increasing the efficiency. And I even think that these bubbles are pretty easy to make. Or are they? You see, I had to think about extra space, something that I spent literal days finding about, and you can think of this basically like a room for the air to expand in. You can even create one by cutting a slit on paper and folding it like so. You may also notice that the paper now cannot be straightened out, which basically turns it from a 2D to a 3D. And it's actually the reason why my first design failed, because it was all in 2D and I needed 3D. Okay, alright, I understand, but how do I even create this extra space on the actual parachute? Well, again, I had to spend quite some time trying to find this out, but it all lies in the curved lines. You see, when you take 2 fabrics that have curved edges and connect them together, they create a smooth room for the air to expand in. And as it turns out, this is the key to these bubbles. And yeah, then I'll take a few paper models and lots of Adobe Illustrator, and the design was finally looking really nice. At this point of the project, I was feeling kinda proud of myself, because after weeks I had finally seen the design in front of me. And if you want to see my design in front of you too, I prepared a downloadable file where are all the details, layouts and instructions, so you can sew this whole parachute all by yourself at home. So if you are interested in that, please go to the first link in the description, I've got it all there. The next thing was obviously to build the parachute, and the first step here was to get the design on the fabric. For this part, I just blasted the design on the fabric with a projector, and I kind of find this funny, but it worked out just fine and was really good. The second step was to cut it, and then finally came the sewing, and oh boy, I gotta tell you, I did not expect this part to be so mentally hard. I mean, I spent around 24 hours sewing this parachute, and of course, I'm not gonna show you the whole process, because that's crazy, but I find the crazy part that I just built this in like 2 days, which means that I had to spend around 12 hours a day. I'm not sure how I did that, quite honestly, but yeah, nevertheless, the parachute was finally done. And at the time, I didn't really had anything how to test it, so I just decided to drop it out of my window. Honestly, this didn't turn out really great, and I think that's because the parachute clearly didn't have enough time to open. But then I remembered these pictures of people running with parachutes, so yeah, I tried exactly that. And it worked just perfectly. I finally saw the full thing open, and honestly, this was such a great feeling because I finally saw that the hard work I was putting into was finally paying off. But yeah, this was all cool, but I really still wanted to know if it could slow down the payload how I imagined. So the following week, me and my friend hiked up to a near lookout. This lookout is about 60 feet, which isn't really that much, but it was definitely good for its first proper flight. And oh man, it didn't open. I kinda assume that's because I folded the parachute before flight, and if you're wondering why I did that, it's because I wanted the parachute to open like at a safe distance, so it doesn't hit the lookout. So yeah, we tried again. It opened really nicely, and it's easy to see that it could slow down this payload with ease. I was really happy seeing that, but I still had a crazy idea. You see, I wanted to attach my GoPro camera, so I can film this very cool onboard footage. So the same night we built a little box from styrofoam and attached it in the middle of the parachute, so it's basically between the parachute and the payload. But yeah, we had a big fail again with this one. Here you can even see the camera just went flying and beeping after. Yeah, this was pretty crazy, and I mean, what did I thought honestly? You can see pretty easily that this box fucking blows, but at this point I just thought the camera was all destroyed. Yeah, we began to search for it, and to my surprise we managed to find it, and it was fairly okay. I mean, its edge got a bit clipped, but regarding this thing just flew a solid 60 feet, that's like mind-blowing. I honestly wish I could drop this from a bigger height, but that's definitely for another video. If you enjoyed, please subscribe and like, and I will catch you on another one of my projects. See ya!